LDC Radio 97.8.
Yes, and we're back on the other side. LDC Radio 97.8 FM Leeds. It's Vital Techniques and MC Pean, second to none, in the building every Thursday 9 till 11. And it's time now to step into that part of the show where we've got a special guest in for an interview and a guest mix tonight. And the artist that we've got with us tonight, making waves across the bassline scene at present, multiple big releases across Crewcast and other forefront labels. We've got NLMT. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, what's happening? You good, guys?
All good, man. How's things?
Yeah, man, I'm all good. Still surviving.
Yeah, good to hear, man. What you been up to over the past couple of months during these crazy times?
2 words: making rhythms.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Has your work rate increased due to the lockdown period?
Starting projects, yes. Finishing them, not so much. But I'm keeping the quality high. I'm working across multiple genres. As you'll have heard before, I've got loads of jacking stuff on the way. I've got loads of normal housey stuff on the way.
Yeah, man.
Loads of collaborations with Claybrook, Depps, Direct. Got a new thing coming with Amos as well. So just working with as many people as I can, trying to make good music, man.
Yeah, man, it's wicked to hear that you're versatile on the producing front, not just sticking to one style as well, just having fun with it, man.
Yeah, if you ever get pigeonholed, I'm throwing myself off Cow and Calf Rock or something, me.
We're the same.
Not about that.
We've always been multi-genre, that's always what we've done. We've never wanted to be pigeonholed, so we feel the exact same on that front, man.
Can't think of anything worse.
Yeah. Wicked, man. So as always with artist interviews, we like to start off from the beginning, set the foundations for the listeners. So tell us a bit about how you started out as a producer to get to where you are today and some of the early inspirations that got you into the style that you're making today.
So I first started when I was about 10 years old. I remember I was in my local Maplin store, rest in peace. My dad was looking for Christmas presents for himself and I saw a copy of Sony Acid 6 on the shelf and I was like, Dad, I want that. I want that. And I grabbed him by the ankle and I would not leave the shop until he bought me a copy. Fast forward a couple of years and I'm sat there making change with my £3 Home Bargains headphones. And I discovered MIDI and then I discovered synthesis and then I discovered that Sony Acid wasn't the best software for me, so I downloaded a copy of FL and I downloaded a copy of Reason. So at the start it was all experimental stuff, as you'd expect a 10-year-old to make.
What sort of music were you making then, just out of consideration?
Music's a loose term, I prefer to say noise. And then I'd probably say I was about 13 when I started taking it seriously. I grabbed a copy of Reason 4 and I started making the sort of bassline stuff. I went to the same school as TS7, so he was a big inspiration for me. And I looked up to all the big bassline guys back at the time, so Burger Boy, Sub-Zero, TRC, Nasty Boy. Those were kind of right at the forefront for me for my productions.
Yeah, man.
And from there on, bassline was starting to die a death with all the trouble and they were having with niche and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of moved to the standard Bradford sound of organ, more melodic stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went off on a complete tangent, started doing dubstep. That kind of died a death after it got Americanized, sadly. I love dubstep.
Yeah.
And then I started doing housey stuff. And then I didn't release anything for 2 or 3 years, so I'm going up to now maybe 2016, 2017. And I finished university and I thought, with a music thing, I either need to start putting music out there or just give up. So I was having a chat with a couple of people and I got introduced to Lengoland and then got introduced to the bass music scene and grown from there.
Wicked, man. So you touched on the old school bassline scene there, which leads on nicely to our next question. So if we look at some of the music that you've pushed out over the past couple of years, you've obviously pushed out and made a lot of the old school bassline sound that you've been influenced by, but you've also crossed over some of your tunes and more the new bass sound. So if you had to choose a preference out of the two, do you have a preference? Do you like making both?
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because I love old school bassline melodies and the flavours and the vibes and working with R&B inspired vocals and whatnot. Sexy female vocals are the one. But then with the new bass style, I can flex my new production skills and things that I've learnt over the years and the more advanced sort of stuff. So I ain't gonna pick.
NLMT. We're going to have to make you pick. I know that you like to do a little bit of the
Old
ball.
school, old school, old school.
Old school. Okay, old school. Now, thanks for joining us. Before we go any further, NLMT, what does that stand for, bro?
I'm not very creative, it's just my 4 initials.
Foreign, how many names you got?
Alright, I'm a middle class boy from
Oh,
Bradford.
you one of those double
We
barrel
exist,
guys, are you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to give all my names away.
Full name
because
and passport details.
You
please,
never
online.
know, George Agadagadaguengo might be listening. They might want to free a pigeon from my bank account or something.
Oh, big up. So, yeah, thanks again for joining us. You know, we booked you for some of our second to none music events,
Yeah, man,
like
always a
Boombox
vibe.
Circus in Leeds, which has always been an absolute vibe. I mean, how are you finding things with sort of no gigs and no festivals and everything?
Boring. Very, very,
One word.
very boring. Like, I didn't realise until, obviously, mid to late March how much gigging and doing shows and festivals and stuff is a big part of my social life, really. So, yeah, it's kind of boring, but it's nice to be stacking up tunes so that when we do get the first rave back, I've got plenty of material to throw in there that crowds ain't going to have heard before, so...
Yeah, that's good. It's pros and cons, innit?
Yeah.
Certainly when it first started, you know, getting into the COVID and when you used to playing gigs sort of every weekend, and especially as we get into festival season,
Yeah.
and then everything's just sucked away. It's crazy, innit?
Yeah, but what can you do?
Exactly.
Just got to wait for Boris to give us a green light again.
If it ever
Hurry
comes.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Need a rave.
But no, it sounds like you've been busy in the studio despite COVID, which is good. And a question we hadn't really asked anyone before: if you had to sort of pick one of your tunes that you'd say most happy with or you most enjoyed putting together in the studio, what would it be?
It's a good question. There's a few that I've really enjoyed. So my new release, Crazy, I really enjoyed that one. I've really enjoyed the Jack in House stuff lately. I've got an unreleased collab with Ben Suff and Vamos.
Nice.
And we've sampled an old tune called Black Betty on that. And I think we've used it really creatively. So I've really enjoyed that one as well. But in terms of my tunes that are actually out at the minute, I'd probably say my bootleg of MLK Fabrication.
Nice.
Really enjoyed that. And that did really well. Got played at all the big festivals by all the big artists. So
Yeah, that's a big tune, that.
I'll probably say that one.
Oh, big man. I know you've got tons of music available for the listeners to buy and stream. And it's worth pointing out that you featured on, I think, 3 of the 4 Crewcast Shake the Bass albums.
Yeah, every edition since number 2.
Yeah, which is a massive achievement in itself.
Yeah, can't
you
get
know.
rid of me.
That's it, they're stuck with you now. I know Crewcast smashing it right now. Have you got sort of many releases lined up for the rest of 2020? What you got in store?
I mean, I've released a couple of tracks over the last few weeks, and this will be my 3rd release in 4 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
So when this is out, I'm going to have another chat with Joe at Crewcast, because I won't mind another EP on there. I must have about 10 or 11 tunes that I've got just sat ready to be unleashed, and that's just bassline. So another EP before the end of the year. I think I've released one in September of the last 2 years, so maybe I'll target that again if I can.
Nice.
Would be nice.
Big up. And before we sort of run into the guest mix, what can the listeners expect from this set? Did you mention it's a 100% production mix?
Yeah, so I'll
Nice.
try and keep it unreleased as well, so only stuff that's not been heard before. But yeah, 100% my own productions and collaborations, and I hope everybody enjoys.
Oh, big up. And before I let you go, I've got to ask you, right? So, Bradford lad,
Yes.
I'm going to give you a scenario, okay? So, you're going to die. I'm not threatening you, by the way. This is just a scenario for everyone listening. What's your last meal going to be, an LMT?
Ooh. I didn't expect that. Probably say a fillet steak and chips, and some asparagus, and a peppercorn sauce.
Love that. Are you having your steak?
Medium rare, of course.
Okay. No worries. Without further ado, let's get into the guest mix. We've got NLMT in the guest mix here. It's 97.8 FM, Vital Techniques MC Pean, LDC. And let's get into it. Run it.
You're listening to LDC Radio.
In the mix. bum diggy diggy diggy.
Music is the vibe, so open up your eyes. Time is running out, so find the feeling. So find the feeling. So find the feeling. So find the
diggy bong diggy bong. Boom diggy 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 bong diggy bang. I'm Italian, this Spanish and the Mexican. Yes, God put on the earth all kind of man. Japanese, German and Colombian, Chinese and the Russian and the African, American, British and Canadian.
Sipping on rum, sipping Bacardi. Mash up the party. 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 Sipping on rum, sipping Bacardi. Mash up the party. Sipping Bacardi. Mash up the party. Sipping Bacardi. Mash up the party. Sipping Bacardi. Mash up the party.
place. All I need is a rhythm, a mic and stage. A wobbly bass line, that is my taste. 130 to 140, that is my pace. Hear my voice along your airwave. Wanna get brave, I'll smile and wave. If you wanna dance floor, don't complain, cause I'm out to rave and just misbehave. Just misbehave, I'm out to rave and just misbehave. If you're on a dance floor, don't complain, cause I'm out to rave and just misbehave. Just misbehave, I'm out to rave and just misbehave. If you're on a dance floor, don't complain, cause I'm out to rave and just misbehave. I'm out to rave and just misbehave. If you're on a dance floor, don't stare me out when I'm raving. I get hyper when the bass line's playing. NLMT, what are you saying? This one here got the whole place misbehaving. Bass playing, heart racing all night and all day, and embracing, no hating. The vibe I'm creating, it sounds so amazing. NLMT and me, picture perfect like a painting. I'm out to rave and just misbehave. If you're on a dance floor, don't complain, cause I'm out to rave and just misbehave. I'm out to rave and just misbehave. If you're on a dance floor, don't complain, cause I'm out to rave and just misbehave.
Make a past the present and my dreams come true. Make my dreams come
just
true.
Misbehave.
And let me, oh, you gotta let me love you. Boy, I want you, have to have you, waiting for you. Come and take my breath away. Let me show you that I need you, longing for you. Come and take my breath away.
Telling them it's the weekend, boys. Get wavy in the deep end, boys. Us man are real, don't pretend, boys. Them man are fake, don't need them, boys. Softy boys, darling boys. KP nuts and calling boys. Enter the ring through the backstreet boy. You man are move like backstreet boys. Man roll through to the PUB for an SAM with my DOG. San Miguel, Mac your girl. Pom pom smelling like mackerel. Put peas in the fruity and thing, but your man them are moving fruity and ting. My doggy will take your chain. Yo selector, hide your bling. It's the weekend, boys. Man, them skank with the weekend boys. Gal, them skank with the weekend boys. Brucey window with the weekend boys. Yeah, yeah, it's the weekend, boys. Yeah, it's the weekend, boys. Weekend. Yeah, it's the weekend, boys. I'm a 10 out of 10 girl lips up. Big fatty gal, them bricks up. Move to your uncles, aunties, next door neighbours, postman's, mumsies, daughters, best mate, sister. 10 out of 10 girl whacker. Double Cavassier backer. Deal with the matter. What kind of matter? One matter. This window will never shatter. It's the weekend, boy. Sandal with a short weekend, boy. You talk too much, you're a chatty boy. Yeah, it's the weekend, boys. Sit at yard on the weekend, boys. Jump on the mic, we make noise. You men are coming out weekday, boys.
Every time I see you, I get me the one to talk to you. I can't get you off my mind, I think about you all the time. You are more than just a friend to me, and I just wanna let you know. I don't wanna let you go, oh no. Tell me the three wishes, and I swear that I'll grant them for you. If you wanna get married, then I promise to say I do. That freak is when I say this, that's your freak wishes. How would you like it? 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 How would you like it?